Everybody's ready from Late Weather Forecast, and tonight we're going to be doing a video on what the Weather Channel has named Winter Storm Orlena. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we're going to take a look here. Where is this going to be affecting? We're going to be looking at anywhere from the Midwest to the East Coast is where this is going to be affected. And we can see here in our 500 millibar vort map here on Pivotal Weather that see that obvious feature in the Northeast. That is our current upper level low, and that is part of our associated with our northern trough currently off the coast. That part of that big storm system that produced North Carolina as much as 3 to 6 inches of snow the other day. That's drawing in our Arctic air. That's what's going to be in place right now. So you can see that strong upper level low feature in New England right now, and that's going to draw out, and that's going to move out, and we can see the feature over California right now that produced as much as 107 inches of snow, and still snowing, but not much more to come. Over Mammoth Mountain in California. So we still got this feature, it's still out in California right now. So it's got a little bit a ways to get here. The time frame we're looking at for the Midwest is around Sunday. For the Mid-Atlantic, it's going to be around Sunday night into Monday. And then for the Northeast, it's going to be Monday p.m. into Tuesday. And then if we go into New England, it's going northern New England. It's towards Maine. It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday is the time frame here. So what we're looking at here is we're following this upper level low that's currently tracking across the Midwest as I play this through, and we can see what are the differences here when we're looking for in terms of possible outcome. Well, if we're comparing the Euro and the GFS, the GFS was just a confusing run because based on the track and everything, it should have provided a little bit more. The precip shield was just a little bit strange. So I'm not going to really be using the GFS to refer to as this one because I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know how accurate any of these models are, but I know the GFS is probably farthest from what the actual solution is going to be right now. Not saying the Euro's perfect either right now, but we can see where our upper level low is, and it's not closed off at all. It's a little bit weak, elongated, sitting over around the Midwest in Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois right now. Just not very consolidated at all. There's not an extremely deep dig in the trough. Oh, there is definitely a good dig in the trough. There's not as much as some others. And what this means is if our upper level low is similar to what the 18Z Euro was, which was a little bit different than the 12Z, it had the precipitation a little bit more northwest and the heaviest precipitation a little bit more northwest than it did in the 12Z run. If we're to see our upper level low a little bit more to the east, and a little bit weaker, that's going to allow for, this is actually going to allow for a solution with more snowfall to the north and west. That's how it's going to turn out. That sounds strange, but it is. This is going to allow it to become less stretched eventually, and it's going to allow actually for a storm system to become a little bit more consolidated, and it's going to allow that precip shield to expand some. So, and that is it's really a better solution for more. It does bring up some more concerning. It's a better solution for snow lovers for the most part, but it does bring up some mixing concerns definitely when we're looking at along and just southeast of I-95. There could be some mixing concerns when we're looking at very far southeastern New England. So we're going to have to monitor that. We can follow the upper level low here, and that's over Ohio right now. Now digging deep, and now going into the Carolinas, right? The trough, at this point, it's digging pretty deep now. And we're going to follow the upper level low here in New Jersey, and that's where your thump of snowfall is going to be. And that's what the Euro run did, provided a solid thump of snowfall. And that's from Virginia all the way up into Maine. And that's what we're going to be looking at here. In terms of potential impacts. And I'll just go to a precipitation type map so you can get an idea idea, not exactly, but we follow this. We can see rain for the plains, and then we watch this quickly turn into some heavy snow for eastern Iowa, into northern Illinois, and then we're going to look at northern Indiana and western Ohio, much of Ohio potentially getting into the snowfall, eastern Ohio and Cleveland maybe not getting into it as much. And then we follow the year and see we're looking at that transfer of energy at this point, and this is key, and this is what's going to lead to our for our next thump of snowfall. We see it's kind of moderate, some heavy snowfall across the Mid-Atlantic through Sunday night, but then we watch as our Miller B nor'easter, our coastal transfer takes place, and we can just see a solid thump of snow starting to form all the way back from Jersey into Long Island, and then we're going to see it pivot up into New England as well. At this point, maybe some mixing concerns along Cape Cod and the South Shore, and that band will just pivot up into Maine as well. So there's from Virginia to Maine, there's going to be a chance for solid snowfall. And all said and done, currently we're still a little bit far away. But here's my current thoughts right now. I'm looking at potential for anywhere from back into Northern Virginia into DC across Philadelphia for the potential to see more than 6+ inches of snow. Very real possibility that more than 6 inches of snow is likely on the way for those areas. It's a little bit closer time frame for them. So if I'm going to put some exact numbers out right now, my current thinking is, to be honest, is around 5 to 9 inches for Washington D.C. I would say DC looking at least 1 to 3 inches for right now, and in a good scenario, DC could see as much as potentially 8 to 12+ inches in a boom scenario for them. Philadelphia, I would put you in around 6 to 12ish right now, and I'm not going to go any farther north than that, just because it's still a little bit farther out for the Northeast. But yeah, I think Philly could potentially see 6 to 12+ inches right now, just because you're going to be seeing the storm a little bit sooner than everyone else. So you're going to have to watch that very, very closely to see after that. What are we looking at for New England? But I'm confident that we're looking at 8+ inches from that stretch I highlighted. It's not definite, but I'm pretty confident that that stretch that I highlighted from Maine all the way into Connecticut has a good chance to see more than 8 inches of snow. Again, nothing set in stone, but that's my greatest risk for 8+ inches right now. And then I also think the stretch I highlighted, I think that eastern part of the stretch I highlighted back into the mid-Atlantic and the southern northeast could potentially see New York City and potentially New Jersey could potentially see 8+ inches. I also think that's the greatest risk for 8+ inches right now. And in terms of a max snowfall, I think there's the potential to see more than 1.5 feet of snow with this one, somewhere in a jackpot scenario. I don't know where exactly where yet. We're gonna have to figure that out. But I think anywhere where you see the risk for those 8+ inches, I think that's your greatest risk to potentially see somewhere in there for that jackpot scenario. But see, we're going to continue to monitor this. This is a very, very big and high impact storm for the East Coast in the Midwest. We're looking at potentially Chicago could see 5 to 8 inches, but maybe more than that, even potentially two. We're looking at potentially parts of Indiana to see 5 to 8 inches as well. So a lot to follow in the upcoming days. Stay tuned, and I'm probably provide a video update, another one, over the next day or two. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks. Bye.